It's MCU Mondays on Geek News Now. We're talking about Marvel on Geek News Now. Falcon, Winter Soldier, then there's Loki coming next. The movies and on TV and the comics and the rest. It's Geek News Now.
What I'm talking about.
A whole lot better than a bunch of kick wine. I love Justin Hammer. Hope he comes back for Arbor Wars. But in the meantime, we're here on Geek News Now for MCU Mondays, where today we're talking all about Loki. I'm Chris, known also as Vase. It's a Vase Productions. Happy to be here. I'm joined as always by Debbie. Debbie, who's putting up with that theme song where it says, "Here's your host, Chris." Don't worry, we're working on the next one because we're working on a brand new, and hopefully by next week, I'll have to get all our singers together, and that could be difficult because it's me, and I'm difficult. You know this. You can see this.
You're very.
We also got. See. Thank you, Debbie. I am. I'm ridiculous.
I love you, Chris. You know it.
You say that now. We also got David here with us. Glad to have David with us. David, who may soon be starting up a Star Wars show, much like we have MCU Mondays, and I'll probably be able to join him over there on that show every once in a while and complain and do things because I'm not the host and make it so he never wants to invite me back. I don't know why I would say that. No, I'm sure we'll have fun when we get over there.
Invite me.
Invite Debbie. She'll be much better than me. People will flock to that show. They're like, "Oh my gosh, it's great," because
it's got Debbie. It's amazing. It's got Debbie.
Hey,
it's got Debbie. Today, you could even consider today Debbie's show. Because why? Because we're talking all about Loki.
Loki!
We're not even low-key talking. High-key talking about Loki. We got some trailers to watch that they've released. The first episode comes out in like 2 days.
On Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah. So
early to watch it too.
Yeah, I don't know when I'll watch it, but we've got until next Monday, so no rush here, guys. I'm not changing the date of the show or anything like that, so we'll have time. Exactly, yeah, we'll have time. And they still like to release trailers and stuff on Monday, so I'm kind of hoping that will continue, and we'll always have great stuff to talk about here. And today, the great stuff that we're talking about is Loki, all about Loki, looking at his past performances, Tom Hiddleston from Thor 2, The Dark World, Thor Ragnarok, also Avengers and Infinity War and Endgame, briefly in some cases, but he's there. And all of that very important to the show that we're about to see. And before we get into talking about that, well, actually, let's talk about some of that stuff first, and then we'll get to the trailer. Debbie, you've been looking forward to this. You said you had some favorite moments of Loki. Why don't you tell us your favorite Loki moments? And I've got some clips, but not all of them. So just go.
Do you want me to go in reverse or start with my number one?
Yeah, go in reverse. Sure.
Okay, so I have 6. I was trying to narrow it down to 5, but I went with 6. Could have had more, but that would have taken up the whole show. So, at number 6, Loki dies.
That's one of your favorite moments?
Well,
it's meaningful. I get that.
Yeah, because, at first he's like, yeah, sure, go ahead and kill Thor. I don't give a rat's ass. But, after Thanos is torturing him, then he's, he has second thoughts.
Called your bluff.
Yeah, he tries to redeem himself, and he tries to go for the head, but Thanos choked him to death, and that really pissed me off to no end because that was within the first 10 minutes of the movie.
It really was.
We
thought that was the end because we've seen Loki die and come back. He's done that before. Thanos even says no resurrections. It was setting a big statement there, like this is serious. And then isn't it amazing that he found a way to get out of that too? Isn't that just Loki though? Like he got out of it, even like in a crazy mixed up whoop. Now he's still doing stuff. He's still around. That mischievous way that he got out of that. doesn't make that scene any less impactful either, because it's a different version of him. Loki did die there, but then like it's a crazy way that they've made that work. And it's also interesting because right before he attacks Thanos, he talks to Thor and he says like something to the effect of, "The sun will shine on us again, brother." And I'm wondering if they knew even back then if that's referring to time travel and stuff, because he has, you know, who knows how long they've been planning some of this stuff. Things like that could very much happen, or as they are wont to do, they can just take advantage of things that they set up just because, oh, hey, we did this. Oh, sweet. But yeah, absolutely. So Loki's death, or lack thereof, as it were, a great first moment. Continue on.
At number 5, actually, I went in the wrong order. My bad. We'll just switch them around. Number 5, Loki watching the Contest of Champions in Thor Ragnarok. The look on his face when he realizes who Thor is going up against, and it's the Hulk, which, you know, doesn't have a very good history with, and that look of panic, like, oh, hell, I got to get the heck out of here.
He even says that. Yeah. He's like, I need to get off this planet.
Yeah, but then it goes on. You had the fight between Thor and Hulk, and he goes, yes, that's how that feels.
Oh yeah, when Hulk gets him and smashes him in the ground, much like happened in
like what happened in the Avengers. Yeah.
Avengers. Debbie, isn't that one of your other moments?
Yes, that.
Which one is that?
That's number 4.
That's the next one, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, they go right. Those work together very well. That's a
nice
great
segue.
transition
Nice
right
segue.
there. Yeah, wonderful segue. I was like, isn't that the next one? Yeah. So yeah, that moment in Thor Ragnarok, that's a callback to Avengers, which is a really great moment because we've got Loki fighting the Avengers, and he was kind of planning on just being a world dominator. Mm-hmm. He thought the biggest problem he would have might be like Thor. Mm-hmm. And he, you know, and maybe Hulk, this moment when he goes up against the Hulk and he's just like, that's enough. But he kind of has a little temper tantrum in front of the Hulk, which is just pathetic almost. But he's just like, I am a god. You will respect me. I did that. And Hulk just grabs, whip. And I was just, it is so brutal. If he was a regular human, he would have been paced after the first one. But then, you know, Hulk just leaves him in a crater that he made with his body, and Hulk walks away puny god, and then it cuts back to Loki, and he's just like, he's got nothing left. He's just like, and so it's wonderful. Then in Thor Ragnarok, when it happens to Thor, Loki just jumps up. He's like, yeah, that's what it feels like. It's just like, oh, he's still bitter about that one. Great stuff from Loki, but absolutely great moments those two.
So at number 3, I have Loki as Odin.
Oh, I meant to get that clip, but I didn't. When
they're doing the play, Matt Damon and Sam Neill and all them. Yeah, that was great. I love that.
Absolutely.
And of course,
it's funny because he's pretending to be Odin, so like he looks like Odin. It's the actor that plays Odin, but pretending to be Loki. So that's just a great little bit. And you can tell he had a lot of fun with that too, when he's just like eating and watching. Oh, big statue, very big. We're gonna make big statue.
And of course, you know, Thor figures it all out. I mean,
very quickly.
He knows practically off the bat that it's not Odin, it's Loki pretending to be Odin.
You're sitting around in your pajamas watching dinner theater.
Everything was great until you came back. Oh, the actors, when they see that it was actually Loki the whole time, they're like, oh, man, we've been putting on this play for Odin. And it's just like, oh, God. What fools are we?
No, but when what's his name, Scourge, comes in, he runs in like way after the fact. Thor, Odin's son is. You had one job.
You had
One
one
job.
job. Wait a minute, I'm supposed to introduce you. Thor flies away. And he just starts running
He
after
starts
him.
running.
Yeah. Lots of great humor in that movie. It's nice to see Loki actually, being mischievous and stuff like that. You've got to get me out of here. What are you? You're the Lord of Thunder. We've got the Lord of Thunder, everyone. What's it? Oh, Sparky.
Make sparkles.
Make sparks. Look out for that. And then it's like, you need to help me get out of here. Loki's like, oh no, they like me. I've been here weeks. We've made friends. Absolutely. And so next, I think you're next. The last two, right?
Yep. Number 2, get help.
Of course.
I have this one.
Hey, let's do get help. What? Get help. No. Come on, you love it.
I hate it.
It's great. It works every time.
It's humiliating.
Do you have a better plan?
No.
We're doing it.
Get help! Please! My brother's dying! Get help! Help him!
Classic.
Still hate it? It's humiliating.
No, not for me, it's not.
Classic.
It's humiliating. Not for me. It's not.
And of course, during this scene, he tries to once again trick Thor.
Mm-hmm.
But Thor's on to him now. He's as Thor says, he's getting to be too predictable.
And how can that's unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
And to break that, he actually kind of is the hero at the end. He comes back he gets found by Korg. Hey there.
You guys look like you need a leader.
You want to fly away on this spaceship? You do look absolutely bereft and in dire need of leadership. And Korg's like, thanks. Thank you. None of which is a compliment. Fantastic combination there. And that's, of course, Taika Waititi playing Korg, the director playing Korg, which is fantastic. He's going to be in Thor Love and Thunder. I think they just finished filming that. They took some photos at the end. Can't wait for that. That's probably going to be absolutely... If Thor Ragnarok is any measuring stick, we've got a lot of fun to happen there. But first, we got to see regular Loki. But before we do that, Debbie, what is your absolute favorite number 1 Loki moment?
I've been falling for 30 minutes.
I have been falling for 30 minutes!
It's fantastic. That's also, Doctor Strange has a wonderful cameo in the beginning of Thor Ragnarok, where basically he does his little circle thing and makes Loki disappear from in front of Thor, which is another great moment, because after that happens, Thor takes his umbrella, which is actually his hammer in disguise, takes his umbrella and pokes at the little card that Doctor Strange left him his card, basically. Come here. But Thor pokes at it and goes, Loki? Because he's like, what if Loki had turned into a piece of paper and is just messing with Thor? Because he even said earlier that it's just like, anyway, that's your brother? Yes, but he's not very nice. See, when we were children, one day he turned into a vicious snake because he knew that I love snakes. So naturally, I went over to pick it up, and then he bit me. So this has been like their entire life. This, after 1,500, 3,000, however many years. Thor's begun to catch on. So after that, get help. He realizes what Loki is doing, even though they were having like a very nice moment. But Thor's just like, look, you're doing the same old shit. And I kind of figured out what it is by now. So, and that was a great growth for Thor, who was at that time, becoming King of Asgard. And we'll have to see what he's doing now, because he abdicated that post after blah, blah, blah. The Asgardians of the Galaxy, Thor Love and Thunder. That's very exciting stuff on the horizon. But for now, let's take a look at the Loki trailers. We have 2 things to look at today. The featurette, which is the first one. I think it's a little bit of behind the scenes look. It's only about a minute long, but let's take a watch.
Behind the scenes with Loki.
Loki.
Here he is. That's me.
It's this really big story with a mixture of tones and genres.
Loki's the god of mischief. We have to do mischievous things.
We're creating real mayhem.
Bye.
The TVA oversee the sacred timeline and keeps order.
What if you take a character who represents chaos and you put him in that world? You can trust me.
Oh, you've literally stabbed people in the back like 50 times.
Why never do it again? This is something I don't think Marvel has ever done.
It is very different.
The audience will be really excited.
Sure. This is the good part.
I love the action.
There's interesting characters.
There's twists and turns.
It's awe-inspiring. What could possibly go wrong? What did you expect?
Little fun behind the scenes look. The sacred timeline. So I guess this is canon, the canon timeline. Then we're gonna have the what if timelines. That's gonna be, we're establishing this now, okay?
All I'm gonna say about this is there was one line in there that Owen Wilson said, and he said something along the lines of "There's a lot of twists and turns," and I'm just sitting there looking at this, going, "Oh no, we're at another one of these." It's going to be another WandaVision where every week there's another new theory about something going on. It's Mephisto all over again.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
100%. Well, that's going to be happening regardless because, there are websites out there that are just like, what can we say? And it doesn't have to be true. That will get people to click on anything that we make. And so there's just going to be people that are just like, well, we could say Loki's Mephisto. Yeah, that'll do it. A new rumor. You heard it here. Loki is Mephisto. Oh, yeah, I heard it from the high-ups at Marvel. Mm-hmm. Did you? No, okay. So none of that is... we did not hear that. If you're just tuning in, no, I was making a farcical joke. What was that? Anyway, Loki. Let's take a look at this episode 1 trailer because I watched it earlier, and it does give a little bit more of the story of what's happening because I was under some misconceptions about a couple things until I actually saw this. So let's take a look. This is the trailer for the first episode, apparently, as they call it.
You thought you could escape your timeline and not have to answer for it?
Get out of my way.
What if I can offer you a chance?
I'm Miss Minutes, and it's my job to catch you up before you stand trial for your crimes. So settle in,
Now, hang on just a minute.
and we'll get you in front of a judge in no time.
Who actually believes this crap?
Sir, I'm gonna use the ticket.
No. Thanks for visiting the TVA. Don't hesitate to let us know how we're doing.
What do you want from me?
A deeper understanding of the fearsome god of mischief. What makes Loki tick?
This Wednesday,
You cross me, there are deadly consequences.
Hey,
What does my chance require?
work.
Work.
Someone's changing the proper flow of time.
And you need me to help you stop them. What could possibly go wrong?
There's like a million things.
Loki is insubordinate. This man is chaos.
Maybe we need a little chaos on our side.
Bye. Just in case.
Absolutely not.
I know what I am. Good. Bad.
Loki!
Get over here. Bit of both.
He's really arrogant.
streaming this Wednesday, only on Disney Plus.
Really arrogant.
Very cool.
Yeah, there's some at least some things that I didn't know there. I was always just assuming that part of the story was because of him taking the Tesseract, he had broken the timeline. But Owen Wilson's saying in this, Agent Mobius, the character he's playing, is saying someone is messing with the timeline and that they need Loki's help to fix it. So I didn't know that. I thought they were like correcting stuff, but that's interesting. And they also say in the beginning, or maybe not in the beginning, but he says right there when he's starting like the tape recorder, He says, I want to know what makes Loki tick. And that's why some of these adventures, I think, or the things that we've seen in the previews, aren't new things that he's doing, but are past experiences that he's had. Like in that one trailer where he says, like, I hope Heimdall's ready. That could be an event from his past.
Although, since it is 2012 Loki, Heimdall being ready, Heimdall's still alive at that point. So,
yeah, that's true. But when,
depending on where he is in the timeline,
but the time variance authority is not like in our time. Like that's even how Owen Wilson says time works differently here. Like, so they're at a point where you can go anywhere. So I think they have said, I've read in an interview that they wanted to look into the background of Loki, that he's been around for thousands of years. This, let's dive into this character. So they're doing that. Sounds awesome. And at the same time, setting up some stuff, setting up some stuff for the MCU proper. I know, right?
So if he wasn't the cause of the various timelines, so is this tying into multiverse or something else?
They said sacred timeline, so that by going by that, there's other timelines.
But and also too, I mean, Loki wasn't really the only one that messed with the timeline, if you will, because you got to think at the end of Endgame, you had Thanos showed back up, and that was 2014 Thanos that showed back up, and he was dissolved in 2023, which means that at some point in 2014, there's something that skewed off because that Thanos was no longer there to.
Yep, there's an alternate timeline right there. Boom. Yeah.
Yep. So I mean, it wouldn't have been just him. There would have been several alternate timelines.
Other people have messed with things like Captain America staying in the past. I mean, wouldn't that create another thing? But then you get into the conversation of, well, anytime anyone makes a different decision creates a branching multiverse thing. So apparently there's one sacred one, which we're going to learn more about, I assume. At some point, I hope they explain what makes it sacred, or like some sort of background. Why is this one sacred? Well, it's our favorite. We used to have two of them, but Ned stepped on a daisy in 1954, and that led to a butterfly effect, and now that one's gone. So this is the last one. Couldn't we go back in time and fix that? It's very complicated. We have to step around a lot of things we talk about time travel.
I almost get kind of a Quantum Leap type vibe from this.
Sorry, that was not Quantum Leap.
No, it wasn't. I mean, Quantum Leap was one of my favorite TV shows. I love Scott Bakula, but I mean, he's going back and trying to fix something that went wrong. I mean, very Quantum Leap. I don't. It's not going to be exactly like Quantum Leap, but it gives me that vibe. So,
we did the 50s, 60s, 70s comedies, and then we did the buddy cop. So sure, why not Quantum Leap?
Yes.
Kif, we have a conundrum.
The complications of time travel. I can't wait to see what they're going to do with this. And they've been hyping up so much that, again, this is 2012 Loki, so more villainous. Hasn't learned some of the lessons from like Thor Ragnarok and how to work together. He's still, wanting to dominate, take over things. So when they're talking about him being mischievous, and that this trailer was actually pretty good in showing that he's messing with the agents. There's one point where he says he's mischievous and like he makes someone disappear or something and cackles, and I'm just like, that I can't wait to see him getting to live up to his God of Mischief name.
Well, I watched a interview that he did, I think recently. I forget what website it was with, but he was talking about how he thinks, I think he said episode 4 and episode 5 were going to be awesome.
That I mean, that makes sense. That's your climax. That's what everything builds up to. I should hope so. But I'm looking forward to this too. But you also hear these different things from the actors. You have, we've been through this before, where Paul Bettany says something like, "There's going to be a
Luke Skywalker cameo
level of cameo." You know how freaked out people got over Luke Skywalker at the end of The Mandalorian season 2? They're going to be that level excited for what's happening at the end of WandaVision. Here's the actual news of what no, okay, not even close.
There's the boner alert
for the level of things that you had going on. It is, though, because to say that, because you know why that's a reference point? Because people know about it. Because people freaked out. They're grown men weeping. No one was weeping. I don't think so at the end of WandaVision. Because of, if they were, that's fine though. But not because of any cameo. It's not because like a character came on screen and you were just like, I don't think that happened. If you can find the video, send it to me and I'll be like, look, there it is. Okay. But I don't think so. Because people freaked out. I freaked out. I didn't freak out at the end of WandaVision. I was like, this is cool. This is good. Marvel, well-produced. Look at this action sequence. But I wasn't just like, oh my God, it's Luke Skywalker. That's what I was doing with The Mandalorian season 2. But anyway, boner alert indeed. So I always hesitate when, you gotta caution, you can get hyped about things and have fan theories, but you also need to be, if it doesn't pan
flexible.
out,
you gotta be flexible.
It's like, okay, they went in a different direction. Yeah. Absolutely. And also don't say things like, there's going to be a Luke Skywalker little cameo, and then it's just me.
Paul Bettany in WandaVision is not a Luke Skywalker level cameo.
Is that British humor? Is that what that is? Is that why we don't get it, Paul? All right. Ooh, I'm British. That's why I get to be Vision, inherently better than everyone, because when you hear a British accent, you think they should be lording over me. Or is that just me? Yeah.
So, what do you, for you guys, for you two, what is your favorite thing about Loki in general?
About what we've seen so far? Well, David, isn't Thor one of your favorite MCU movies?
The first Thor, as far as Phase 1 goes, yeah, that was one of the favorites. I loved the dynamic between him and Thor at the time. I mean, that was not a... At the beginning of that movie, it wasn't a I hate you, I despise you, I'm the bad guy, you're the good guy kind of thing. That was very much a dynamic of, you're my older brother and I'm your younger brother and we're just going to do it that way. It wasn't until Loki found out his true parentage, that he kind of went to the dark side.
And that's where I'm kind of just like, wait a minute, Loki is actually one of those blue giants, right?
Yeah.
But he never looks like one. And it's like, first of all, how did you not know that you were not a blue giant? So wait, are you not choosing to look like this right now? I know he can shapeshift. I just wondered, it was just like, wait, did Odin just make him? It's just like, well, I don't want this to come up in conversation.
So we're going to switch things
1,500 years or so. So I'm just going to change your physical appearance so that you don't know that you're actually our sworn enemies. And that'll be good for everyone, I'm sure. That'll never... for the all-knowing, all-seeing, all-father, he's kind of a dick. Yeah, it's kind kind of a dumb move there.
Although, and I will say this, I really enjoyed it. And it was kind of the running gag through really all the movies, to where you had Thor in the first Avengers movie where he tried to tackle Loki in the cell and Loki wasn't there. You know, he turns around and says, "Are you ever not going to fall for that?" And I mean, it happened once or twice in the Dark World, and then again, as you said, in Ragnarok, to where he kind of faked it. But even in Ragnarok, it was funny when Thor was in that cell and he was just throwing rocks at him. He's like, and then when Valkyrie captured him and he walked in, the first thing he did was grab something and throw it at him to make sure that was really him. It was amazing.
And that's one of when they're on the ship at the very end. Loki says something to Thor, and Thor even says, you know, that would mean a lot more to me if you were actually here, and throws something at him, and Loki catches it and is like,
ha ha ha,
I am. And then they say something like, well, you know, at least things can get any worse. And then Thanos' ship appears. And it's just like, yeah. Oh, hey, did you think losing your home and a bunch of your people is bad? Well, guess, you know, the rest of them that you saved?
And two, I mean, like you said before, we're dealing with 2012 Loki, and he hasn't learned everything. And honestly, that speech that he gave Natasha on the carrier about, you know, I'm gonna kill him in every way possible, and you're gonna have to sit and watch, and blah blah blah, and the Mewling Quim line, and I was just, it was so Britishly evil that you just wanted to punch him. Great, amazing.
Yeah. Where are you building your death laser right now? This speech.
Exactly.
But that was
one of my it didn't make my top moments, but the scene between the scene between Natasha and Loki, and you know, she tricks him, and he's the trickster.
Yeah.
And she did it without him even realizing it. And then when he did realize what had happened,
he was like, wait, what?
His plan is
so great.
To go for the Hulk.
Yeah.
Wait, what? He's like, wait a minute, I thought I was taunting you. Damn it.
That's
what I wanted you to think. I can't not think of it now, by the way. Anytime Miss Minutes pops up of Dino DNA. The DNA from Jurassic Park.
Mr. DNA, where did you come from? From your blood.
Let's just say, because he's got that little twang. Dino DNA, you know, it's got, and so does Miss Minutes. She has a little
Minutes, and it's my job to catch you up before you stand trial for your crime.
Okay, sugar. This TVA, I think, is just going to be a trip and a half. Like, if the previews are any, here, would disintegrate your clothes, drop you through the floor. There's a Flurgan or a Flurpin or whatever the heck, one of those cats that scratched out Nick Fury's eye in one of the other trailers. Oh, okay, maybe it's just a cat, but the way Loki's like, I'm pretty sure it's.
Oh, now wait a minute. You know they mess with the trailers. That could be just a cat.
There's actually not even a cat. No cat. It's actually, you know what it is instead? Instead of the cat, they've replaced it with a shot of the Hulk running through Wakanda. And people are just going to be like, it's happening. Yes. On this alternate timeline, the Hulk actually fought in Wakanda, and they're going to be like, covering our asses.
That's exactly what I was just thinking. That thought just hit me. I was like, oh, they're going to go back, and this will be the Hulk. And if it's not here, it'll be in Multiverse of Madness.
We can say that about any mistakes we ever make. That was Multiverse. Yeah. Just like all those people that are like the Berenstein Bears, and you know, what is it, the Mandela effect? That was Loki. Sorry. He's been up to some shit.
It's not Mephisto, it's Loki.
And of course, Loki is Mephisto.
Dan, all right, let me ask you this one time. What master do you serve?
What master do I serve? What am I supposed to say, Jesus?
You're supposed to say Mephisto.
Mephisto.
Admit it! Admit it! I looked through 14 million possible futures. In how many of them were there Mephisto?
Just one.
Oh, man.
I think Loki has probably one of the top 2, maybe 3 character arcs.
It's, I mean,
in all of Marvel.
And it's still going.
Yeah, because, I mean, he starts out, he finds out Thor's going to take over Asgard, and, of course, he becomes jealous, and then there's that whole sibling rivalry thing going on. But yet he's still trying to prove himself not only to Odin, but to Thor. I mean, he tries to do these nasty, horrible things, tricking people, but yet he kind of comes to his senses and does the right thing. And of course, then in what was it, Infinity War, or yeah, where he dies. I mean, you see it once again, he's trying to be cocky, well, if you're going to Earth, you're going to need a guide, I'm the expert, blah, 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 and go ahead and kill Thor. I don't care. But he couldn't take it, and then he sacrificed. And even he even introduced himself as, when he's going through his little spiel, Prince of Asgardian, blah, 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 Odin's son, which he's never really done. And so I think he's kind of accepted that he is part of that family, and that he's accepted that. And then he tries to kill Thanos.
Yeah, by that point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Debbie, you're skating on some thin ice here, because you're gonna get Chris all mad, because now you've got this guy, and he's a bad guy, but just because he dances doesn't make him a good guy.
It's true.
You're gonna set Chris off. It's just a raging volcano ready to pop.
Loki has been heroic. He's the god of mischief. He's not good or bad. He tried to take over New York. Well, whatever. Zemo. No, it's Falcon and Winter Soldier. They're very casual about breaking him out, and I mean, everyone's kind of casual about it. Even like John Walker, when he showed up, was like, "Look, we know that you broke Zemo out." It's just like, how do you not care more about this? How does nobody care more about this? If it hadn't been for Zemo, the Avengers would have been united when Thanos showed up. They might have been the pre-Vengers, but no, they might have been. Oh yeah, but Zemo, look at him dancing and look at you. Yeah, woo. Oh yeah, well, we love him now. Zemo's amazing. Let's all hail Zemo. No.
Yes.
It's the same thing. You're getting ready to all hail Loki.
I'm not, though. I want Loki to fail. I love watching him. Yeah, dude. I want to see him get some sweet, sweet comeuppance. How do you not thirst after that? Like, I mean,
we know
jackass who's all making everybody fall in love with him because he's got some dance. Oh, he's charming, isn't he? Charming. Get him, Karma. Get him. Oh, get him. He came back to life so Karma could get him again. Dying once wasn't enough for you, Loki. You gotta
you gotta die again and again and
choked
again.
out by Thanos. What a way to go, though. That was intense, too. I didn't expect to see that. It was right at the beginning of the movie, and they just show him getting the life choked out of him.
Like, well, you know what? When I watched it, I think it was opening night. I went to the theater, and
all the little kids crying at the end. I loved it. Oh, it was amazing.
Well,
did your theater erupt into just people when everyone got snapped away. Oh, there were kids crying. Oh, they were losing it. I was sitting there going, this is exactly how you do it. I was like, yes, that's how you build up to the last movie. I got an echo.
Well,
it's going now.
I sat there and when he died and Thanos said, no more resurrections out loud, and I wasn't really thinking about it. I was like, what the, WTF?
Setting a tone. Hulk just got his ass whooped. Loki's dead, and then he taunts him with no resurrections because he knows how he's up to bullshit a lot, and he's just like, not this time, you're dead. I'm killing you, the real you, not an illusion, not some bullcrap, you're done. And I was like, oh, we're 5 minutes in. This is gonna be good.
You know what?
I was so pissed that whole movie I kept waiting for Loki to reappear somehow or another. So throughout that whole movie, I was pissed.
And then how absolutely jazzed were you when Endgame came out and you saw what happened with Loki there? How did you feel when you saw that then? When he escapes with the Tesseract? You had to have felt amazing. Yes.
It was yes. Yes.
You know what? You know what I thought, and the show had not even been announced at that point. But all I was thinking was, "Oh, great! They just set up a Loki movie." Well, here we are.
Essentially,
2 years later. What are we looking at?
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. It's kind of what they do.
Right next to a huge steaming ball of foreshadowing.
Yeah, like again, all of the shows we're watching now, Age of Ultron.
We got some hitters.
They're good. They're not a team.
Let's beat them into shape.
Avengers.
Right next to a huge steaming ball of foreshadowing.
Goosebumps.
I still get goosebumps.
And then I ruin it with throwing some Deadpool in there, just as Deadpool was intended to do. Way to be, buddy.
You always have to sneak Deadpool in there.
Sneak.
He's front and center.
Blatant about. I love it. I actually just saw a possibly clickbait article. I don't want to say this is something real, but I don't know. But it's like I was just scrolling through before we were doing the show, and it was said that apparently, according to rumor, Ryan Reynolds is already like shooting Deadpool cameos for not just his movie, but some other upcoming stuff. And I was just like, God, but that's the easiest rumor to make up too, because
right.
that's easy to say as anything. Oh yeah, they're working on a new Deadpool cameo. I mean, you don't even need Ryan Reynolds for that. You just need a guy in a suit. They own the character now. I don't.
Well,
wait a minute. That's not always him in the suit.
I seen something and I forgot to check Twitter to see if it was actually true, but somebody on Facebook posted and credited that the source came from Ryan Reynolds, but it was just a picture. Looked like it was in a living room, backpack on a table, and the Deadpool mask in his backpack.
Where's my Deadpool mask?
So I was like, ooh.
Is it a Hello Kitty backpack?
Oh, I didn't even pay attention.
Because I don't buy it otherwise.
Well, like I said, I forgot to check Twitter to see if that was actually something. I didn't even.
God, what a statement! I had to check Twitter to see if it was true.
Well, I follow him on Twitter, so I figured if he posted something like that.
Alternate timeline, and if I told 5 years ago me that this is what we'd be doing, we're checking Twitter to make sure it's true. Hold on.
Well, I met his account.
I know. I was kidding, though. Still, though, it's crazy that in any reality that Twitter is a place where you would go to verify something. Is it true? Oh, yeah, check Twitter.
It was in Wikipedia, of course.
But I get it.
Oh, that's not right. No.
I don't know what you've got on your Twitter page.
I do not see anything on his Twitter page.
No.
Lies.
Neither confirmed nor denied at this point.
Lies. Well, I'll tell you what. I had a treat for us last week. Getting near the end of the show here. We've been talking about Loki, but the new Loki show is about time travel. So, in the spirit of time travel, when we were talking about some non-MCU Marvel movies. David brought up the Fantastic Four movie, which, if you think that the recent Fantastic Four movie is the worst Fantastic Four movie that was ever made, there is a contender. Okay, so we saw that.
Go watch that
one. We also watched the 1990 Captain America trailer, which I loved that trailer. I haven't had the fortitude to go actually watch the whole movie yet, but that trailer I at least enjoyed. Classic stuff there. So what we've got today, if I could find it, is I think the 1970s Hulk trailer. Let's see, where am I? Incredible Hulk, 1976. Amazing. That was amazing.
Now,
it was all over the place.
TV show?
I think that somebody made that. Yeah, like for the TV show. Yeah.
I loved the TV show. Bill Bixby, Lou Ferrigno. Man, that was classic crap right there.
Now, one interesting aspect about that is the machine that Banner was in that one is the same machine that what's his name, Edward Furlong was in the Incredible Hulk movie in the MCU.
Yep, that's right there.
So it's like
use that same type of
Edward
shot
Norton,
right
you
there.
mean?
Oh, what did I
Ed
say?
Norton.
Yeah.
Ed Furlong they use that same type of shot.
Terminator.
That's in the near the opening of that one. I just thought it was so funny right here because he's looking at his grave. The editing, I find so much fun with that. So he's looking at his grave here. He's like, I have to let people think, or people have to think that he's dead. And then it shows him busting out of. Now it's a car. It's a different scene. But I'm just sitting there going like, what is that busting out of the coffin? It's like, death cannot stop the hope. And then I was like, oh, there's a window. Okay, that's the different. It was just the way that it was going. This was beautiful too. It was, yeah, what was the budget for this show? This was before your fancy special effects. It's all.
But it was
done
still a great show. I
practically.
remember watching this every week.
Oh yeah.
It's fun, yeah.
This one and the Duke.
Did you ever see that with Johnny Knoxville and Sean William Scott?
Yeah.
Meh.
That's most people's opinion on it.
Yeah, some shows should not, or well, I guess they made it into a movie, but yeah, they should just leave well enough alone.
Well, we all know that that's never going to happen, as evidenced by the attempt at making a live-action Powerpuff Girls show. Look, we own the rights to intellectual property. We have to try and do something with it. Why don't you try and do something else? Make a cartoon about Powerpuff Girls.
Try sitting on it for a little while. Let the nostalgia build.
Or just, but it's not even. It's not even what it is. Like, here's this thing. Oh, we're gonna make a show about it. Why is it a different thing? Powerpuff Girls isn't three adult live action people. It's
why did they make
children?
Why did they make Riverdale? I mean, you've got
I don't know, and I've never watched it.
You've got a dark show based on Archie comics. Archie and
that one
apparently people love it.
Yeah, I know.
Right? I don't know any of these people. I've never met them. If you're ever watching this and you're like, I love that show, get in touch with us on Geek News Now because we've never met you. And we're concerned. I just don't know that because I see people like I've seen articles. It's like, oh, Riverdale. I'm just, why did that? Who was watching it? Like, who's the audience for that? Oh, remember Archie comics? Not really. Not that I even enjoyed them when I read. Yes, I know of them, and they're making a TV show out of it.
Now
Why?
I love the Sabrina series they had on Netflix.
That's entirely different.
They that was based off of the original comics that were a bit darker.
Yep.
That series was great, and then they went and canceled it, which pissed me off. So, story of my life.
Shaking in their boots now.
Now I'm sure they are.
Pissed off.
Listen up,
Debbie.
executives.
And then there was all right, art stamp approved. It's a show from Debbie. It's Tom Hiddleston shirtless for 5 seasons.
I don't know. It looked like he was darn near naked in this one.
Oh yeah, well they just
Debbie may be getting a little thrill in that first episode.
Oh, when I told Chris about the trailer, I was like, "It's a naked Loki trailer."
There's a naked Loki trailer, and I was like, "Well, I'm sure I'll have fun reacting to this."
Well, he wasn't totally naked, but partially. From what
cut from him being naked just to Mobius. Wow. Wow. Loki. Wow.
So I did hear rumors that the No Way Home trailer will be out on the 10th. Yes, no? Has anybody else heard that?
I thought it was supposed to drop with the. I had heard, and now again rumors. I had heard that it was supposed to drop with the Peter Rabbit movie, but didn't that drop on Thursday last week?
I saw that
just this coming Thursday, which would make it around the 10th, I guess.
Still coming up, but I saw that one too. But we'll know when it actually drops. We don't have anything confirmed yet. It hasn't been confirmed anywhere, but there's lots. Everyone's freaking out about it.
Well, the internet will explode once it does.
And there's recently been a new. Yeah, Rickroll released. The new Spider-Man trailer's out, and it's just a Rickroll. I mean, and when I saw it, I knew what it was, and I clicked on it anyway. Because what if I'm wrong? I've been wrong before. It happens
first, and then I'll decide. Because somebody
I had to make sure.
like the 5th comment down there was like, "Damn it, got Rickrolled again."
Yeah.
So I didn't bother to click on it when I seen that. So
I knew, hey, this is a screenshot from a different movie. This is not the official trailer, but I can't take a risk that it's not. So, because boy, wouldn't I look like a fool on MCU Mondays?
Did you see the new trailer? No, that was a Rickroll, wasn't it?
I didn't think it was real. And then I'd be like, well, let's watch it now.
Heresy.
Why are we watching fake trailers about the Hulk from 30, 40 years ago? 50 years ago? Some amount of years ago. Well, we could.
Some of us aren't that old.
I don't know.
I'm close, but it wasn't 50 years ago.
It was
1977.
I was 13 at the time.
It's 30-ish years ago.
That's 43 years ago.
There you go, 40-ish. I'm not a math genius.
I would actually 44 years this year.
See, I was guesstimating. You could tell by how I went 30, 40, 50 years ago. I wasn't calculating it. I was just throwing numbers out there. Do I look like a numbers guy? I can't, possibly. This can't be what they look like. What does that mean? Numbers guy. How dare I assume their gender? Could be a numbers girl. Which is also apparently confirmed. It is Pride Month. The gender fluid is Loki. Loki is gender fluid. I don't know. I said that like Yoda, but it was recently confirmed that Loki is gender fluid. I don't know why I did, which is great and probably appropriate as he is a shapeshifter. And you got to be able to. It's so much easier to seduce straight men when you can turn into a hot chick. I promise you. It would just work better and make things easier for him. But maybe it's not all about trickiness. But then again, there's Lady Loki, who we're going to be seeing. So I would imagine she might be some sort of love interest of his, right? Isn't that why she's Lady Loki? I don't know about her in the comics, actually.
I don't either. I haven't had time to really investigate that one, but
I'm kind of looking. That's one of the things, I like not to know everything necessarily about these shows, so I can be surprised by things. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to, certainly about the show. In all the previews, that's probably what we've seen the least amount of.
I think it was just that one preview, wasn't it? And,
basically where you see the background.
That was just kind of a guess.
And everybody thought it's Black Widow, and I'm like,
and since everyone was like, "Oh, this is obviously Mephisto," the speculating, because that's what it's like. People watch the trailers and talk about them, and like, "Did you see Black Widow in that trailer?" And someone was like, "No, it's not Black Widow." And I'm just like, "Are you sure? How do you know?" And they're like, "It was confirmed." Like, okay, I guess we'll see. For some reason, okay, I guess we'll see. Infuriates people. If you say that to someone, if they're like, that is not Black Widow, it's Lady Loki. And I would say something like in reply, I was like, okay, I guess we'll see. And they're just like, no, it's been confirmed that it's not. I'm just like, oh my God, what did I say? Because I thought that I said, okay, I guess we'll see. No, we won't see. You admit that I'm right now. I'm just like, you must be brand new to the internet. I don't have time for this.
Some people, and it's all fandoms. Some people just go off the.
Ooh. Well, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I don't have time for that. This is all you're doing today, isn't it? It's just fighting with people in comment sections on Facebook. I was trying to agree with you and walk away, and that's what I'm going to do now.
There was a stand-up. No, there still is a stand-up. Brian Posehn. If you haven't seen him, go to YouTube, look up like yelling stuff or something. But there's one scene where he says, "You really want to piss off the geeks? You go and you get their passion wrong." So, like for me, I drove past the movie theater and there was a line of people waiting to see Star Wars, and I rolled down the window and I said, "Captain Kirk sucks. Mr. Spock's a tool," and they started yelling back at me, "This is the line for Star Wars, idiot."
That's great. Yeah.
Hilarious.
I'll have to check that out. As that's mostly what I do on my other channel. Let's watch comedians. So that's one to watch. Let's write that down. Anyway, been going for about an hour. That's usually how long we do these shows for. I think we've covered Loki pretty well today. Looking forward to him uncovering himself in episode 1. He gets his clothes lasered off.
You are?
Yes. Yeah, it looks funny. Hoping to see more of Miss Minutes. That little character is too good for that to be her only time. Frankly, I hope it's not even just in like orientation or whatever. I want to see her
like every
popping
episode.
up again. Yeah, like I want that to be like an artificial intelligence or something. Hey there, sugar. We're sending you back to 1974. Thanks, Miss Minutes. And it'll be interesting to see how they handle time travel, what the rules are. That's always one of the first things you have to do in time travel shows, like and there's always some excuse. There's always they always set it up, because with time travel, the question always is, well, if you mess something up, why don't we just go back and do it again? So there's gonna be quickly explained. I think in Doctor Who, one of the excuses was, that's become a fixed point in time. It's like, fuck you. Like, okay, all right. That's one of the rules.
What was that?
So,
what was it? Why don't we go back in time, find baby Thanos, and
I totally agree.
Why don't we just find baby Thanos, and...
First of all, that's horrible.
It's Thanos.
If you travel to the past, that past becomes your future, and your former present becomes the past, which can't now be changed by your new future.
So Back to the Future is a bunch of bullshit?
Great Scott.
Beautiful.
Time travel is so confusing.
It's fun.
Like I said, quantum leap vibes. Owen is like the new Owl. You
gotta make the leap. Oh man, yeah, it's really great. It's gonna be fun to see, and there have been also rumors that this is the one that has the biggest effect on the MCU as a whole, which again, there's rumors, but also I can believe it. Now, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was big for like Falcon and New Captain America, but as far as like the entire MCU goes, like cosmically, like no, it's just New Captain America, you know.
This one to me seems to be the one that would more closely tie and prep everybody for Multiverse of Madness. This is the one, you know, you had Wanda kind of touch on it. WandaVision kind of touched on it as far as, you know, her kids go and what she was doing with the minds of the other people. And I think this one's really going to hammer some facts home and some stuff home so that when we get to Multiverse of Madness, it's going to be like, it's all tied together.
Absolutely. Yeah, getting again, we talked about this a little bit last week, but getting the general public, you know, people that maybe, I enjoy Marvel movies and these superhero movies, but they're not like, I understand multiverse theory and I'm ready to just jump into that type of thing. It's getting all of that established. And so even before Multiverse of Madness, we're still going to have the what if. I think this helps set that up, even as the more so with that last trailer where they're talking about, you know, the sacred timeline. We're going to find out what that is. What does the sacred timeline mean? What does that mean about other timelines, other realities? And it sets that up for us to wonder about them. And then what if? Boom. And that's heavily featuring Doctor Strange. And even before Doctor Strange, though, we still have the Eternals to come out. We still have Shang-Chi, Hawkeye, and
Widow.
Shang-Chi and the 10 Rings. If it's actually the real Mandarin, those 10 rings are like crazy cosmic power things. So that's interesting in that sense. What did you say, David? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, nothing.
You just
Nothing,
mentioned another show, I think.
Black Widow.
Oh, Black Widow still come out, absolutely.
In July.
And that's
not that that'll have anything to do with it, but
you don't necessarily. I mean, there could be something in there. Like they said, Lady Hydra was supposed to premiere in there, so who knows? And people have been. You're done. All right, we're done, people. We're calling it a night. We're that's it. We've been going for an hour, and that's how long we go. Seriously, looking forward to all the shows, but we're wrapping it up here. Looking forward to next week when we can talk all about Loki and hopefully maybe a Spider-Man trailer. But fingers crossed.